Now, if there were a tree on one side of the road and you would like it to fall across the road, even if the road were wide enough, you couldn't grab a hold of that and pull it with your truck because it would fall on your truck. So the next best thing is a chain pulley. Well, you can chain it up to the tree and then go across the road and secure your pulley to any other tree or rock or whatever you want on this side of the road, and then simply drive your truck down the road pulling the chain. And I've had this happen to me more than once. And my solution is I made a chain pulley. So I'm going to show you how I did that.
Now here's the material that you're going to need to make it the chain pulley. We have a 3.5 inch by 3/8 of an inch thick, 2 inches across, 3.5 inches this way, and another one of those, same thing. And this one, same material, 3/8 inches thick, 2 inches across, and this one is only 3 inches long. You'll also need a metal as opposed to aluminum V-belt pulley. I don't think the aluminum would work too well. It probably wouldn't last long. We've got a 1/2 inch bolt here that is 3 inches long, 2 1/2 inch nuts, and an eye bolt with a 1/2 inch thread on it. You might be able to replace the eye bolt with something you've designed, maybe just a hook of some sort welded on instead. But I kind of like the idea of the eye bolt, and I happen to have one laying around. Now when your pulley starts out, it's going to look like this one. And this is kind of a long way from the edge of the pulley to here, so I cut that down. After I was finished, that's what it looked like. I took about 1/4 inch off of that one. So this is the pulley I'm going to be using. Now if we look at the other side, we'll see that we have a recess here. And we need something to fit in that recess. Here's a piece of pipe cut off, something like that, but I'd like to do it out of something a little stronger than the pipe is pretty soft, and it's probably not going to wear well. So I got to make a washer that protrudes out this side as much as this is from that, and I have to do that to about 330 thousandths of an inch washer over here with a 1/2 inch bore in it, and that's the first thing on my list to do for that. Now once your spacer is made, you can assemble it together like this between these two pieces that are going to go on either side, and measure your distance from this piece over to the other piece. Then give yourself a little bit of room. Even a 1/16 of an inch or so probably wouldn't hurt, but you don't want to make it too tight, because when you weld those pieces onto the third piece that's 3 inches long, there could be some warping go on, and you don't want things to be too tight. Now we're going to have to drill a 1/2 inch hole near the bottom of here, and that will be about 3/4 of an inch off of the bottom. So I'm going to mark that. That's 3/4 of an inch there. And then in the middle of these, which are 2 inches wide, so we'll just move it over 1 inch and give ourselves a mark, and do the same on this one. And we'll center punch those. And we're ready to drill our 1/2 inch hole in these. Now you want to make sure that the distance from the 1/2 inch holes to the end of the 3.5 inch blocks is exactly the same. When you cut them on the saw, you may not have got a perfectly square cut. When you marked and punched and drilled the holes, you may have been a little bit off. So inside the holes, I put a 1/2 inch dowel. Now most drills will drill a little bit oversized if you don't pre-drill them with a smaller drill, so my 1/2 inch dowel did fit. And on the other side, we put a square in to make sure we're sitting up square in the vise. Now we're going to take and mill the top off, so we're sure that distance from the top to this The dowel on the end here is exactly the same. Now just some notes on this. The pulley diameter from top to bottom is 2 3/4 of an inch. The distance from this wall to that wall is 1.5 inches. Now that does, with the height of these, confine you to a smaller hook. These hooks will fit through, just. If you want to use a bigger hook, these pieces would need to be longer to bring everything up. And another caution, these do tend to warp when you weld them. Give yourself extra room. And it's okay to have a little slop like that. That's not a problem at all. And we're going to paint this all up, make it look nice. Install our threaded eye hook in here. And we'll be ready to go. This chain has a material diameter of 1/4 inch. And you can watch it as it pulls through here. And back up again. And it just sucks it in, even though it's loose and not being held.
If you'd like to be notified of other new modifications, please click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.